Good morning, it's Yvonne here to do your bonus read, or Yvonne back to do your bonus read. Okay, it's funny because I realised yesterday I used to always use this space to do a little bit of a pep talk, a little bit of a chat. And I feel like lately I've been sort of neglecting that in a way. Hopefully I get some more time over the next couple of weeks to get perhaps some coaching stuff done so we can do some chats on things. I know it's very needed. I watched something yesterday, and sometimes when I do readings for people or do coaching for people, I realise that there are some things that perhaps people get stuck on, like breaking away from a relationship, breaking away from a person, healing, and that seems to be a very difficult thing for a lot of people to break what they call a trauma bond if you're a psychologist. All right, we're going to use the Jeu de Vie Tarot for this reading. I pulled it out yesterday. I found all these cards at the back of, I've got 3 new decks waiting for me too. How exciting is that? And we were talking about one of them the other day, the Light Seers Tarot, because everybody's been using that on here. And as much as I love the new decks, I can't help being drawn back to these beautiful decks like the Jeu de Vie Tarot. And I'm still a big Rider-Waite fan. I'll always be a Rider-Waite fan. All right. I seem to want a lot of shuffling today. All right, where are we starting? Oh, loving it. The Four of Swords coming straight out here. So the Four of Swords is a card that talks of taking time out to meditate. In the traditional tarot, we see someone laid out on a bed, and the story is that in the days of old, when the knights went off to war, they'd measure themselves up for their coffin before they left. So if they were brought back, they would immediately have a long-term resting place. So the Four of Swords is about doing deep meditation, taking time out from the world, healing, bringing yourself back from something that perhaps has dragged your energy down. But it's definitely deep healing. All right, and we have the Nine of Cups behind that. So the Nine of Cups is the wish card. It talks about all of your dreams coming true. It also carries a little bit of a warning, because it always brings this energy of be careful what you wish for. I think because in the traditional tarot, the guy looks quite sort of smug about what he's achieved. And he looks very, very satisfied, which sort of gives you this energy of sort of feeling satisfied at the cost of something. So there's always a little bit of a warning about being careful what you wish for. Now, what I feel here is you may be healing from something and wanting something here. You may be wanting something to come true for you, and you might have taken time out from healing and be wishing for the next step on your journey here. I'm wondering where this is going, because we have the Seven of Swords here. And I got that strong feeling that what you're wishing for is not perhaps the right thing to wish for. The Seven of Swords is a card that talks of trying to get away with something. And in this card we see it's sort of very traditional here in the depiction. This person is trying to get away with stealing swords. And the swords represent communication, they represent ideas, and we've got someone here who's trying to steal away with them. And I always feel that this is a very strong energy that somebody has ghosted you. Somebody has ghosted you here, and I feel like perhaps you've been doing some sort of recovery, some sort of work to get yourself past this energy. And maybe your wish is here that whatever happened here, if somebody ghosted you, maybe you're wishing for their return, maybe you're wanting some sort of communication here. All right, and then we have the Nine of Swords. Look, be careful what you wish for. So the Nine of Swords is a card that talks about anxiety, sleepless nights, stress. But it's very, very strong in the 9 because it's about to go in the 10. You can only take one more sword. So somebody may be wanting some sort of closure on something, but it may not be the type of closure you want to hear. All right, and we have the Moon card. See, it's unknown. Wow. This is unknown energy. You may have been dealing with someone that you weren't seeing in the right light the first time around. Maybe you were seeing them for something that they weren't. Because the Moon card does talk about something hidden. Could it be dealing with a Pisces or Cancer here? Something hidden from view. Something hidden for you. You may have been dealing with someone who was wearing a mask here. Let me just have a look a bit further. All right, and we have the Five of Coins, disappointment, sadness, depression, Five of Wands, conflict. Oh, wow, that's a pretty heavy reading to start the day off, isn't it? All right, let's see what's going on. We'll get some information. Okay, so I have the Knight of Pentacles coming in. So if you separated from someone in the past and you've been waiting on their return, this may not be the coming together that you wanted here. I feel that there is some sort of information being brought to you by this Knight of Coins that's going to help you move forward. But I feel like perhaps this conversation here should have been represented by a Knight of Swords, and he probably is going to come out anyway. What am I saying? I feel that there is going to be someone who's walked away from something that may be extremely honest with you when they return, and it may not be what you want to hear. It's funny how the garbage men are coming out here. You can hear them behind me. All right, so we have the Page of Swords, not the Knight of Swords. Okay, so the Page of Swords it's a messenger, okay? There's pages of messengers. They're not cards of action. They're just hearing from someone. There is communication here. It's possible always with the Page of Swords that you're dealing with someone who's been keeping an eye on the situation, even though they may have ghosted you. I feel that they have something to say, but I don't think they're ready to say it here yet with the Page. It could mean that you get communication, but it wouldn't be anything substantial. It might be a touch base. But I feel like there's a possibility here that this person may be waiting for the right time to strike. I feel like for some of you this has taken a very long time, by the way, and we have the Eight of Swords coming through. It's a pretty heavy reading this morning. The Eight of Swords is a card of being trapped in your own thinking. It's that energy of not being able to escape from your own thoughts. You may be getting very tired, exhausted by going around in your own head. And that's the first step to cutting ties with someone, is learning how to move out of your thought space, not trying to control your thinking. Because I feel like sometimes, this is funny how I talked about this at the beginning, isn't it? It's funny sometimes with the Eight of Swords energy, you know, that we find it so hard to stop thinking about something. This is learned behavior. This is negative behavior, this overthinking. All right. And we have the Ace of Swords coming through. Okay, I have to let you know there is a truth coming. There is a truth coming. Somebody is going to get back in contact with you. I feel here that there is this great stress about something that happened in the past that there was no closure on. Maybe you'll be happy to hear that it was something you did, something you said, something you maybe even inadvertently did. But I feel like the problem was here, there was no conversation to resolve anything. And this is coming in with this Ace of Swords. So somebody now wants to talk. Now, this Eight of Swords energy could be both. It could be that you were waiting for this person to bring some sort of peace to you here. But I actually feel with this Eight of Swords, there was learning here that you've had to have done. So if you're in this energy of thinking, overthinking things, being in your head a lot, this is teaching you that you need to heal from something. Because the Eight of Swords energy is an unhealed energy. But I feel like this person's going to bring you in some sort of answers that's going to get you out of this thinking, this negative, stinking thinking, over analysis paralysis. This is your rescue, the truth. The truth is going to set you free. All right, let's have a look where we're going here. Nine of Pentacles coming in. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles coming through. Could be dealing with the Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo here. And the Queen of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I feel like your person at some stage or another may have seen a future with you. I feel that they look at you as being a loving being. The Nine of Coins here says to me that either this person has moved away from some other situation. This is Thumbelina in this card. Oh my goodness, that brings back memories for me. This person may have moved away from a past situation. And I'm looking at this thinking perhaps this truth isn't what you think it to be. Now I've seen these cards. So maybe the truth is something about this person that they didn't want to share, but you've beaten yourself up and maybe put yourself into this energy of overthinking and bringing yourself down here. And maybe it was something to do with this person that made them make a decision to move away. I get a very strong energy now with these other cards to say to me that maybe your person had secrets they weren't ready to share with you here. There appears to be here that this person may have been wearing a mask. And they may have got to a point with the situation with you where they felt you could see through who they were. So you've got too close to this person. And then I feel that instead of showing you what was behind the mask and being vulnerable, I feel like they've ran. You've got a runner here. Which means they had healing to do, of course. All right, so we have the Queen of Swords coming through. Wow, cranky, there's your Knight of Swords. I told you he should be here. Okay, and we have the Temperance card. So there'll be some sort of resolution to this, all right? But I feel like there's going to be words. I mean, there's always this warning to just listen, take in, observe, just let things be. But I feel like here, I've got the Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords, and I feel like somebody here wants to tell the truth, but I feel like somebody here is very upset that they weren't truthful with them to start with. But you know what? At the end of the day, it just shows there were two unhealed people here. And if you're going to be angry and upset with each other, you're still unhealed. You are still unhealed. And that is a really strong message here. So the universe is saying with the Temperance card here that the time is right for this to come to completion. That's very, very obvious. But I see two people who are still very unhealed. And that says to me, even though you're coming back together here, there is some sort of healing that you are giving to each other here with this Ace of Swords. So you might be really upset and angry, and your person may be upset and angry as well, for whatever reason. Maybe for different reasons too. Maybe you're just angry about how they left you or whatever else, but you're definitely feeling like you're not responding in a healthy way here. And I feel like your person's coming in very rash to give you this message. And this is where the message is coming from. And I feel like when I look at this card, your person was possibly hiding something from you. Maybe nothing really bad. I feel like I'm getting this sort of energy. It might be something about themselves. So your person may have had secrets they didn't want to share. And once you've got too close, there might have been this energy of them being worried you see them for who they actually were. Now, I'm not so sure with the Queen of Cups here that you wouldn't have accepted that and learned to move with that. But I don't think your person was healed enough to understand that at the time. So there appears to be this energy here of needing to more healing. This situation may not really go down very well. All right, so we have the Four of Swords, which says to me you've been doing some deep diving. I have the Nine of Cups, which says some sort of wish is coming true here. This Seven of Swords makes me feel like somebody walked away from something without expressing themselves or telling you what was going on. There's a great deal of shame in this card. Have a look at it. I feel a lot of shame here. So I feel like somebody walked away through their own shame. But I feel like with this Eight of Swords here, you've been blaming yourself for some reason. Now that doesn't mean you don't have healing to do. Because sometimes we think we just blame the other person. And I'm sure there's a card here that made me feel like you were doing a little bit of that. But there's something here that you both needed to heal. So if your person was walking away because they were wearing a mask and not able to feel safe enough to tell you something about themselves that they needed to share, then ask yourself, why were you not approachable in this? Because there's a problem here for both. There's healing here for both. But I feel like this communication is going to open that back up for you. All right, so we have the Nine of Swords. This is sleepless nights here. The Moon says there's something to be revealed here. There was some sort of depression, sadness. Maybe your person suffered from depression. Maybe there was something here that they were hiding away. Because I have the Five of Wands, which says to me some sort of situation in the past. There was conflict. Now, this may not be conflict between the two of you. This could be mental conflict here for your person. But something says to me that they walked away from something. There we go. They needed to work on something in their shadow here. So something they were hiding away from you that they didn't want you to see about them. Walking away wasn't the right thing to do, but again, you've got to ask yourself, why were they scared of you? Why were they scared of sharing? Why were they scared of not telling you? Their fears were greater. All right, let's have a look at an oracle card. It's funny, isn't it? I can never condone ghosting. I think it's a horrendous thing to do to someone. But if somebody can't share with you, you have to ask yourself the reason. Look at this. Why you couldn't share something. Why they couldn't tell you. What was it that was going on between the two of you? Had they lied to you? Was that the problem? Had they lied to you in the beginning and they realized they'd lied and perhaps they felt that you were not deserving of that behavior? But this is hidden tactics and manipulation. This card comes as a warning that there may be some deception going on in your life. The person hiding behind the curtain is likely someone you know or deal with either personally or professionally. The duplicity could be regarding a personal issue like someone spreading rumours or disrespecting you to others, or it could be a business matter where details are being hidden or even manipulated. Be aware of what's going on in your life. The man behind the curtain is holding a bag of something valuable, so watch your money and your good name. Make sure you have all the information you need to keep things honest and secure. A deeper layer of meaning may be that the deception is actually coming from within. Is there something that you're lying to yourself about? In this case, the bag of valuables may be holding things like self-esteem, happiness, and even leisure time. That was the sort of energy I was getting with the Eight of Swords. Whether it's about your life or yourself, remember that the universe has a hard time sending you honouring experiences if your energy is shrouded in self-deceit. What I want to say to you is somebody can be deceitful by not telling you the truth. It may not be as damaging or as dangerous as the card's sort of saying. This may be something that somebody's been holding here that they haven't been talking to you about. I feel very strongly this person has some sort of secret that they're scared of sharing. But it could be as simple as some sort of issues around, they could be drinking, for example. Maybe they have a drinking problem. Maybe they have a drug problem. Maybe they have something that they're not telling you about that they feel embarrassed about. Whatever this is here, it's still deceit. But again, even that card talks about the fact that there is something within you too that you may be hiding from the world. So I feel this is why you've both had to do the healing. I'll leave you with that. Have a great day.